Okay, welcome back, Disc Disciples. You are tuned into another installment of Morning Round with Greggy Biscuits. I'm Greggy Biscuits, and I am very, very happy to have joining me in the studio today, the one and only five-time Paige Pierce.
What's up,
How we doing?
Greggy Biscuits? I like
How we
that.
doing?
I don't know why I haven't heard that yet, but I'm never gonna not call you that from now on.
Uh-oh,
Greggy
we've gotten
Biscuits. I
to the
love
Greggy
it.
Biscuits level.
I
Yeah,
love it.
we can thank Danny for that. A little help
Okay.
from Jer. It's an OTB
Okay.
creation.
Okay.
I
I
was
got to spend more
rebaptized.
time up there, you know?
You really do. I mean, maybe come back and get some rounds in, do a little bit of the off season rehab here. But
Yeah.
we got to catch up. We got to let you know how you doing, how are you feeling. Congratulations, newlywed.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of things have happened here in 2023, huh?
Yeah, it's been a wild year for sure. Yeah, I've been good. I've been good, like relatively speaking. I'm
Hmm.
walking again. I'm throwing discs again. And
I mean,
yeah.
I saw you last on a high. It was mid-year, coming
Yeah.
off of a win at OTB Open.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that was probably the last time we crossed paths, and then boom, it was Europe, and then the unfortunate accident, and then
Yep.
wow, the slip into
Yeah.
reality of like this season's gone. What's going on with the seasons in the future? Like, how
Totally.
serious was it? I'm sure that was overwhelming. Of course, also happening away from home.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, and like you said, I had just come off the win at OTB Open. It was my second Pro Tour win of the year.
Hmm.
I had only played one major. I only played Champions Cup, and I was dealing with this shoulder thing, and so I don't even know what place I got, but I didn't cash. Like it was way down, and I was like, all right, well at least I got three more majors. Get whatever, you know the OTB win. I got my European Open, or my European was coming up, and I was like, all right, here's the first redemption at a major this year, and something I realized recently is like this is the only year since I turned pro that I haven't won a major,
Hmm.
and I only played in one. So it's like it sucks that my personal like goal
Hmm.
was like to win at least one major every year,
Hmm.
and it was like dang,
That streak
but
was finally, unfortunately, snapped.
yeah, as well as my ankle, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
so
guess pun intended, accidentally.
yeah,
Too soon? Question mark.
yeah. So
So yeah,
yeah,
good momentum, and then boom, just again, this literally back to reality.
yeah.
And what was that like? Just to sort of again, because this was going to be a competitive year. Obviously, Kristen was playing great, but I feel like you were poised with like your strategy of like which events you were going to play. You know, performing well.
Yeah,
It was going to be a great battle. The whole year.
yeah.
Um, and so shifting focus, you get back to the States, and how soon? I know you had to stay off the ankle for quite a while, right?
Yeah, it happened on the 12th, and I didn't have surgery until the 20th. So there was like 13 days there that I couldn't put any pressure on it. After surgery, it was another 6 weeks before I could put pressure on it. So it was like, yeah, like 8 weeks of no walking. And yeah, like, part of me was like wanting to like hop around or like, using the crutches,
Mhm,
using the scooter and like trying to still be as active as I was, not as active, but on as active as you can
mhm,
be on one leg. But then it's like, okay, but I need to be careful. Like the worst thing that could happen is me accidentally lose balance, have to put weight on it, whatever. That's like your most fragile time. So,
mhm,
very immobile. And it was kind of nice for like, well, let's say it was really rough. All of those days until surgery was really rough. And then after surgery for like 4 days, I would say was really rough, like pain wise.
mhm, mhm.
That was my first time doing anesthesia. And
Okay.
my body did not take the anesthesia well. I threw up like in a matter of 2 days, I probably threw up like over 50 times.
Oh, wow.
And just until that got out of my system. And have you heard of the nerve blocks?
No,
They
I've
like do
never
a
had to do that.
nerve block. They like give you a shot in area and it blocks all the nerves in that area. So they
Right?
they gave me one of those after surgery,
It's like an
just
epidural
to
shot, and
and they gave me one right in the back of my knee. Oof, that did not feel good. Um, but it actually wore off early. And so like I was in excruciating pain for like a few days, but then like 4 days after surgery, the pain was gone, the throwing up was gone. And I actually enjoyed my time for like maybe 3 to 5 days. I was like, this isn't so bad, like at least I get to watch the European Open. There's still DGN. Like
Right.
I'm to relax, which we never get to do. And then, 3 to 5 days later, I was over it. Just like, get me off of this couch. Like that was enough of a time off for me, like, but yeah, it lasted quite a bit longer than that.
I know the temptation is there. You just like want to push it and push it, right? It's like, no, I could probably do this, right? It's like, I know I'm not supposed to
Yeah.
use it, but yeah,
Yeah.
you just have to take that time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So so at the end, and this gets you up to, you're still in the boot by the time we get to the wedding, right? Or you have at least the ankle
No, I'm
protection.
not. Yeah, I went from like a Norwegian cast to a US
Hmm.
cast to a boot to like a brace thing. I was in the brace during the wedding.
Okay.
And actually I didn't need to wear the brace anymore. After the brace, I was cleared like actually 3 days before the wedding, I was cleared. I had an appointment. We had been taking dancing lessons for a while, like for a year, solid year.
Oh, wow.
Um, and like last off season, because we were gonna do everyone does like their first dance, and it's usually like a slow song and all that. And we knew we wanted
Hmm.
to do like a dance. So Alyssa's been going to a dance studio here in Pensacola, and we love it.
Hmm.
Um, but we were like, let's do a
That is
fast
one of my
one.
wedding related questions, because I did block off,
Oh yeah.
the wedding section.
Okay.
So, what's the first
Okay.
dance? What
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
cake are
Yeah.
we talking about?
Yeah.
How'd Kevin do? But so you're at
Yeah.
least,
So
you knew you
we
wanted to be able to perform for that dance.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
like one probably my third my when it first snapped was like it's broken. I'm
Hmm.
not playing World. Well, I was like, okay, it's the middle of July. Shit, I'm not playing Worlds. Like I knew it instantly was broken. And then all the wedding, and then I was like, okay, July, August, September, October, and I'm like, maybe I don't know how long it takes. I've never broken a bone.
Right.
Was like, I don't even know, like, you know, am I gonna have to have surgery? Do they just put it in a cast? But yeah, so that was like because we had been practicing this dance, we had a whole routine, and it was like our biggest surprise of the wedding. We didn't do it like as a traditional first dance. We did it like we told everyone that the wedding started, but the wedding didn't start at 3. The wedding started at 3:30. At 3 o'clock,
Okay.
we did our salsa. So they thought we were about to walk down the aisle. Everyone was in their seats and
Ah.
like whatever. And then, and we told like our bridesmaids knew, but not even our parents. And so that actually caused a little bit of like tension because the dad was like, our dads both were like, what the hell? I thought we were in the aisle. What do you mean?
Oh,
Go sit down.
they got a little confused. Yeah.
And yeah, I knew and our bridesmaids and Kevin. So like he had on like the song that we would walk down the aisle to, and then he
Hmm.
switched it in the middle, like up tempo, like it's like a Black Eyed Peas song called Mamacita, and it's this
Hmm.
comes on, and we just come out and we just start doing this salsa thing, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" Like everyone was
That's
standing,
awesome.
clapping, and like I had my brace on. Like I said, I was cleared from my surgeon, but
Hmm.
it was 3 days after I got cleared, so I still wanted to wear my brace just in case. But there's a part where I literally like flip Alyssa like in the air.
Uh-huh.
So my mom
Okay.
said like during that she was like, "Oh my god, her ankle!" But yeah, it was super fun, super fun.
All right. So that had to be an exciting moment, dancing with your new wife and Alyssa, nay Ayla.
Ayla, yep.
Very exciting
Still
stuff.
working on it. Still working on
Ex-
it.
exactly. It's like I was like listening to the Nick and Matt interview. I'm like, I think she just said Alyssa.
Yeah, I it slips still because the hard A is like
Uh-huh.
A or
And then you're
so
already going that direction.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
then
oh
you're
no, I need
already
to.
yeah, totally, totally.
It happens. It happens. Um, yeah. So you're there in Florida, homesteading, and kind of non-traditional. You had it there at the house, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was in our backyard, and uh I mean, we also wanted to get people to our house
Hmm.
and see why we chose Pensacola, show them,
Hmm.
when we have kids, we hopefully like our families
Mhm,
maybe want to move down here, and
mhm.
just trying to get them to think about,
Sell it
hey,
sell it a little bit.
Pensacola. Yeah, totally,
Sounds like
totally.
sorta like how the Oakleys sold it to you.
Yeah, exactly. And now
Yeah.
we sold it to Missy and Tom, so
Yep. I mean, hey, I've always had a little Florida in me,
yeah,
for
come
sure.
on, come on.
It's fun. I mean, you got that putting league, you got beautiful
Oh, and
beach.
the putting league starts again on the 13th, which is cool. We haven't had putting league for maybe 2, 3 months now, which I wasn't able to putt, so I didn't
Right.
miss it. But now that I can, it's been like 3 weeks now of like, damn, Wednesday, and I don't get to putt. But
Mhm.
they renovated the spot, so we'll see. It's a new putting league starting on the 13th, so I'm super excited about it. The whole city's really excited. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
but yeah, we
Uh,
wanted to get people into the backyard, see our house. It's kind of like a 2 for 1. It's like, hey, come see where we
right.
live, and also celebrate with us.
Well, y'all have been working really hard on it and getting it ready for such an occasion, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, I like your cup.
Don't tell Luke.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oops. Yeah.
I love
I think he has Kansas circled on here, or at least one point it was. Yeah.
it.
Oh, shout out Pirate Nate. How about Pirate
Oh,
Nate with some of that artwork this year? We didn't
oh my
really,
gosh, he's been
again,
killing
uh,
it.
so good. Both
Oh, and he
the
just
fierces and the yeah,
yes,
awesome.
he's
And
killed
then the
it.
fox, the triple fox. I love that stamp.
Yep, yep. The Mandala one, that one's sick too. Yeah, all of
He's
them. I
consistently
literally
he's.
haven't seen one that I didn't like.
I had the pleasure of I got to be on the phone with the Pirate Nate yesterday, so I felt lucky.
Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
looked like you had a fun
yeah.
round. Got to play
He
a
came
little
down to the
golf.
wedding.
Yeah, yeah, a little golf with
Yeah,
the
yep,
homies. That's good.
yep, yep. We played Wolf. You ever played Wolf?
I've never played Pensacola.
No, Wolf. It's
Oh,
a
Wolf the game. Yeah, yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I've played Wolf. Yeah, these guys like to play Wolf, and I think they maybe enjoy it a little more than I do.
Okay,
But I'm still
okay,
trying to understand the rules.
okay. Yeah, I think it's super fun, especially when you got a mob group and
It
like,
is good for mob. Yeah.
yeah. So we had, I think, 15 people, so it was super
Oh
fun.
wow.
And actually Missy and Tom both aced that round, which was sick.
Oh, you just gave me a good idea.
What?
Because I kind of want to do a glow round,
Uh
like
huh.
a glow tournament, and call it Werefrolf. But maybe it could be like Werefrolf, but you play Wolf.
I like that.
But you're all playing glow also.
That'd be sick.
Glow Wolf. Don't steal my idea. That's
I
trademark.
won't. I won't.
No, no,
I'm
no, no.
not
I'm not
trying to
talking to
run
you.
tournaments.
You
Oh,
could steal that with
oh,
mine. I'm just talking to the masses that are eventually
gotcha.
going to tune in to our
Right. Other
conversation.
people
Right?
are listening. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit,
Totally.
Werewolf,
Totally.
Werewolf. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, Pensacola
Um,
has a cool glow league too. We every Friday, and it kind of like moves around. But the guy that runs it like made these custom lights for the top of the basket,
mhm.
and they shine down. It's super cool.
Have you been to a Disc After Dark event? Have you done one of those yet?
I don't know what you
I
mean.
think it's
Just
like
like glow golf?
it's well, I think there's just a particular brand. I met them up at Maple Hill this year, but they actually do like specifically glow golf, and they'll do like an
Okay.
installation, but they like illuminate the fairways for every hole
Sick.
with rope light, and so
Okay,
you're like
no, I
you're
haven't.
oh, and then they light up the baskets. It's incredible. So shout out to
Cool.
those guys, and keep your eye out if you ever get to do one of those. I know George from Dark Ace. He was at the Furnace Festival, and they did one at Furnace Festival. So at the music festival, there was
Wow.
a Disc After Dark
I bet
glow
people love
setup.
that.
I
I bet
think it was
people love that.
really
Cool.
popular. Yeah.
Y- I guess the
Yep. Go
closest
ahead.
I've
Yeah.
gotten is Blockhouse. Have you been there or heard of
hmm
that course? The
The
Tiki course?
the Grange there in Virginia. Love the Blockhouse. Shout out
Sick.
Fredericksburg. Shout out
That
everything
place
happening
is
over there.
freaking awesome. The 2 18 hole courses are amazing, but then
S-
tiki golf at night, and like, the ping pong tables and everything is just so cool. But yeah, like lit up down the sides like that. It's
Exactly.
awesome.
Tiki at the Blockhouse is truly a special thing that everyone should experience.
For sure.
Uh, and then great golf, sunny side, dark side. That was
Yeah.
really growing up in Virginia and becoming a disc golfer. That was like the first destination course of like, oh,
Sick.
well, we're going to take you and we're going to play the Blockhouse now. We're going to play the
Cool.
Grange,
Cool.
and then you learn the history of the place, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, this has really been special inside disc golf. And then of course, sometimes hosts VTI,
Yep.
which won't be hosting it this year, I don't believe, but it's just a interesting part of the history there. And of course, Mike Sale set his record on the Tiki course for most holes played for his Guinness record.
What did he play? How many?
He played like 2,900 holes or something. He like kept
Whoa.
playing tiki over and over and over. It's like the most
Wow.
holes in 24 hours. Yeah. Shout out
Wow.
Mike. Shout out Mike Sale.
I had no idea.
Oh
Gonna have
yeah.
to talk to Mike about that one next time I see him.
Oh, for sure. Well, let's talk about, your reapproach to the game now. I know I heard this in the last interview you did. You're kind of rethinking strategy a little bit. Obviously, you're waiting on your body to catch up to where your mind is, kind of
Yeah.
where you want to be on the course and what kind of style of golf you can play. So what have you noticed so far about the rehab? What do you think is going to be a little bit different about Paige Pierce in 2024?
Yeah, it's funny because it's like every day it changes a little bit, And
Okay.
so both my body and like my mindset too, like I don't know, every time I play, I kind of gave myself like a small benchmark of like January 1st,
Mm-hmm.
not doing any expectations until then. And that or even like I don't know, just trying not to think too hard about it. Maybe like around
Like,
January, like I
maybe not
got.
even keep score until
Oh,
then or
no,
whatever.
definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. Yeah.
ever keep score, like, that's
Really.
a
Yeah.
very common thing for pros, like, the only
Mm-hmm.
time
Don't
we
worry
keep
about it.
score is during a tournament, like,
When it really
we
matters.
yeah, I was actually this is actually off your question too, like, I had just been practicing with, like, a bunch of my local friends here in Pensacola and playing, like, either the shorter courses or the shorter tee pads at the harder courses,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, playing with local players and or AMs,
Okay.
uh, it's like this it's like an unwritten thing, like, AMs this is very generalized, but from my experience,
Mm-hmm.
AMs usually always wanna keep score on UDisc. What's your
Mm-hmm.
PDJ number? What's your UDisc? Let's log it in.
Mm-hmm.
One shot
Mm-hmm.
round, keeping score.
Mm-hmm.
And I just never play like that, like
Mm-hmm.
and, so I had to kinda get used to it and, or just play by myself when I do wanna throw multiples,
Mm-hmm.
but then Missy got back in town and Eric Oakley's in town again, and so we just went out and played yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
it was also unspoken. There was nobody
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Let's keep score, let's only throw 1 disc," whatever, and it's just multiple shots. Every hole, we all threw 5
Right.
shots, and it's, I find that to be such a funny difference in
Right.
am to pro, which I didn't really realize until lately. But so yeah, like I guess like in practice, I've just been just trying to get reps and reps and reps and
Right.
not think too hard about how it's going compared to how it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just trying to not hurt myself and I'm
Right.
trying to just make my body feel like, hey, get used to this. Remember this. But I'm noticing that I'm having to throw different discs a lot. Like on a hole, I used to throw like a stable buzz. Now I'm throwing
Mm-hmm.
like a really understable passion,
Okay.
or like I used to throw a driver, Surge SS is like one of my main drivers, which is kind of like Wraithish or Shrike maybe. Like it has
Mm-hmm.
some understability, but it still comes back.
Right.
Um, that used to be like my flippier driver, for me.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like it's
Beefy.
stabling
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like on a distance shot, I'm throwing flippy passion, like a beat in passion. So just right now is like learning my new limitations and like
Mm-hmm.
disc choices. But again, like I said, like I had one night that I couldn't sleep and I was just thinking about, oh man, on hole 4 at disc side of heaven hole 4, I'm gonna have to throw like and I'm just like thinking about these courses on tour,
Right.
and I'm
Right.
like, that is so far away from now. Like, so
You don't know
yeah,
how you're gonna feel. Yeah.
no idea. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better, but yeah, who knows? So anyway, I told myself like not even to try to think about the season or any kind of goals or anything like that until like at least
Mm-hmm.
January. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but just check in with myself again, like in the new year and see like how am I feeling now after a couple months or like a little over a month of throwing again and
Mm-hmm.
what, yeah, reassess basically because it changes all the time, day to day.
And then still should be ready for the tour to start down there in Florida. If again, I guess we're still waiting to hear about All Stars if that's official or not official in terms of who's throwing there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to
Yeah.
rush it back, obviously.
No, and I tried to sign up for all the tournaments, but having some processing issues. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm trying to play Florida Open.
Hmm.
Ideally, it's right by my house, and
Yeah.
it seems obtainable. I don't know. Like maybe I'm not going to be number one, but that's again like having to lower my expectations, and I think that'll also be good for me mentally. Like it'll help me feel less burnt out. It'll help me feel less disappointed, and you know. But it's just all of those things are new too. Like feeling okay if I don't
Hmm.
win or get top three or cash even. So uh, it's easy to let what people say become your thing. Like
Hmm.
Ulti World or whoever that you know the online people's
The chatter, the
yeah,
chit chat,
yeah, saying,
the masses,
oh,
the trolls.
this and this, and it's like, but I feel good about where I'm at, but it's easy to let that kind of seep into your headspace. So just trying to not let other people's thoughts and worries and all that
Hmm.
become mine, because I feel good. I'm, like I said, seriously, I'm just happy to be walking, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
It puts the shift in perspective is real. I think Leah Sinagini told me about process goals, as an athlete. So you can have a goal of winning the tournament, but you can also have sub goals of like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one bogey average per night per whole round, or I'm gonna have no
Yeah.
bogeys, or I'm gonna have this many birdies, or I'm gonna hit all
Yeah.
my circle one putts or whatever. So now completing a tournament, a pro level tournament, A tier, that'll feel like an accomplishment, and
Totally.
then you'll gain so much from like, oh man, here's how my body felt on the third day or
Totally.
on the second day, and
Totally.
what you can build off from that. So uh, not quite the same as like switching your bag, but sort of, reinventing yourself like in a whole kind of different way.
Totally. As of now, definitely. Throwing a lot
Right.
more sidearms, or yeah, like what honestly right now what really hurts, like physically hurts, is like a straddle as a righty for me, like when
Mhm.
I straddle out left,
Mhm.
and then that, because it was my left leg that I broke. When I straddle
Mhm.
out left and I
Mhm.
also then put my weight to the left, that is still painful. And like I try to do a few patent pendings, that is still painful.
So again, when
And
you're lunging towards your left leg.
yeah, when I have the weight over there, but I'm doing all that in physical therapy, so it's hopefully it's just going to keep getting better, and my body's going to get stronger and more used to it, and
Mhm.
so like yeah, who knows? And like I've come so far in the last like 3 weeks just in my range of motion and balance and all that. So
Mhm.
just trusting the process, and like, you know, realizing it feels like it's going slow, but it also is kind of going fast. Like time's crazy like that.
Yeah, thinking about your kind of quote unquote normal putt, it's right foot forward. So you're, I guess, usually kind of with weight off of your left leg. But I was wondering if you're going to experiment with like straddle at all, or maybe it wouldn't even feel better because if you're used to kind of doing a pushier,
Yeah.
straightforward putt.
Yeah, I am. My putt has changed a little bit. And at
Hmm.
first that was the first thing I started doing when I got the go ahead,
Sure.
was putting.
Yeah.
And um, I was putting different than I used to. And
Okay.
so I actually put the putters away, like put them in the closet and didn't touch them
Hmm.
for a week, because I was like,
Hmm.
I don't want to start putting incorrectly. Like I don't want to
Okay.
learn this new habit of putting differently. I like my putt, whatever.
So you were overcompensating for something for the.
Uh, it was full to load back on that back foot, because yeah, my right foot's forward, but I'm especially a 40 footer. I'm putting a
Right.
lot
So
of pressure on that back foot
on the
and then
longer
pushing
putts.
forward.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't really using that back leg at all. I was kind of using like all arm,
Hmm.
and I just like I didn't want to learn an incorrect habit, and
Right.
so I kind of like put the putters down for a week, and
Okay.
then I picked them up again the week later, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's not hurting as bad anymore, but it still doesn't feel like me. It's like my ankle still doesn't have flexion?
Mhm.
Dorsal flexion is like when your toes come up. The range of motion's still not there enough to like push off of it so much. So I'm still, even to this day, I'm still not really pushing my back foot like I used to, but I'm
Mhm.
putting well actually. Like it's surprising. I'm like I'm not making every putt or anything, but like I'm
Mhm.
making putts, and when I miss it, I know, like it's not like, oh damn it, my ankle. It's like, oh okay, that one was low, that one was right, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might kind of just stick with this, just like more and more reps in, and just keep going. And
Mhm.
if my old putt comes back, then cool. But this is my new body, and I
Feels
gotta.
comfortable.
It is.
Right.
It is what I have, so I gotta just be okay with that.
Any other molds maybe that you didn't throw before that you've been, like, pleasantly surprised by or auditioned for, like, for the forehand or anything like that as you're
Yeah.
reapproaching it?
I'm learning how to throw like uh or just like buckling it up. Uh like throwing more understable stuff on sidearm. I
Mhm.
used to throw like Raptor, or
Yeah.
Zeus. I don't even have a Zeus in my bag at all right now, which was like one of my main drivers. Uh,
Mhm.
so that, and my nukes are out of my bag, at least for now. I hope they both come back. They're very great discs, but yeah, I have nothing stable in my bag. I have a Raptor just for like little chip skip shots, but
Okay.
um, I don't even really touch that much. I throw the Crush, which I know is like a underrated disc.
Mhm.
Maybe some people don't even know what it is, but it's like I would call it like how Innova has like T-Bird and T-Bird Long, or TL.
Okay. Okay.
I would call the Crush like a Raptor Long,
Long Raptor. Okay.
Yeah, like a little bit longer before the hyzer, but it's still
Mhm.
got that stability. So I throw that on sidearm a lot right now, and Passion, and then and I have like the new Fly Dye Passions are sick. That is my
Mhm.
newest disc to my bag. I'm obsessed with it. But I throw it on hyzers, straight shots, sidearms. But I'm also throwing like some of my older passions that are beat in. I'm learning how to throw those sidearm,
Okay.
like on flip up lines. So I'm trying to channel like my inner germ, big germ, and like trying to throw super flippy. And
Yeah.
like, I don't think I'll be doing that as my go to shot or anything, but I think that it could be very handy in some of the wooded courses. So, like
Mhm.
why not take this time to work on some of
Mhm.
those shots? And like my hope is like that, come Florida Open, I'm freaking back to 100%, and all I did was I learned how to hyzer flippy mid ranges, and
Right.
it's like,
Now you just
and
have more in your arsenal.
yeah, so that's best case scenario. But worst case scenario is, I'm going to be throwing a little bit slower, a little bit shorter, and yeah, we'll see.
Let's be honest, it's the more mature disc golf game.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of what happens, right?
Yeah. It's working for Sexton and Own, and, like you can have success doing it.
What
So, yeah.
what did Juliana just do? Juliana just shot like 13 down at the tournament
Yeah.
in
I saw that.
that was in Florida,
I
right?
saw that.
It's
It's
like, good
crazy.
gracious,
Yeah. But she does throw far, though.
again,
JK's got some
it's true.
distance.
She still has distance there with like the top 25% of FPO, I'd
Yeah.
say.
I would say
Yeah.
she throws farther. Well, and JK's like, yeah, I can't remember how old she is, but yeah, she's definitely older than Own. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think she throws farther than Own. I would say, like,
On
I
average,
haven't,
probably.
yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen them throw side by side trying to get distance, but like on a card with both of them, I'm pretty sure JK
Yeah.
outthrows Own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the point being, you can be very effective with that 300 to
totally,
325 and just
totally,
being very accurate.
totally. And uh, you know, the FPO courses over
Mhm.
time, weirdly, get easier and easier.
Mm.
Like every year, it's like they make another hole shorter, which
Mhm.
I maybe
So
this is like an unpopular belief or something, but um I would like to ask like the pro tour people and like, course designers in general too, or not
mhm.
course designers because they're not the ones that are making those decisions, but
Mhm.
PDJ, pro tour, like every year the MPO, they make their holes longer and they make the
Mhm,
FPOs shorter. And
mhm.
I don't know, I find that, I mean, for my case, cool, because I'm not throwing very far. Make them
I
shorter
think
now. But
Yeah, I think
you,
it comes down to, like, is it a good golf hole? And did they think about the golf for both divisions when they designed the hole? That's what I've
yeah.
observed kinda going from course to course. And again,
Yeah, but it's kind of
par's par.
subtly telling us.
They wanna increase your
Sorry,
scoring or
sorry.
make it,
Go ahead.
like, softer, so maybe I don't know what the strategy exactly would be.
Yeah, but it kind of subtly, as an athlete in the FPO division, it tells me as the viewer, I understand what you're
Mhm,
saying. 100%, I agree. But
mhm,
as the athlete, kind of subtly telling me, "Hey, we don't think you were as good as you were last year."
right,
Whether that's what they intend to say or not, that's how you can take
mhm,
it. It's like, wait, this hole was a great hole last year, and now it's shorter. Like, what do you mean
mhm.
you don't think we can get the birdie? And so, like, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's the big
I
mistake.
hope that that changes.
Yeah, I think what you just said is the big mistake when you have a good hole and then they change it versus having
Hmm.
holes that are like, okay, this is obviously too long or this is obviously in between like pars or, you know, no one's
Yeah,
getting over like, two players are like getting over this carry of this OB, but the rest of the field's not. Like, how do you equate that? How do you make it,
yeah,
but again, you want to challenge and you want to make it again, the skill level is getting better every year. That's
totally,
what I've seen. So
totally.
the courses should reflect that.
Yeah, but hopefully a few more holes get easier, and then
Just, "Hey, take that bird meat, we like
wow, I
that."
still got a birdie. Hell yeah. No, I told you that Missy and Tom are back in town and Eric, and we played like a longer course the other day.
Nice.
And that was my first time playing that course since the injury. And we
Mhm,
played the long tees.
mhm,
And man, that was my first bit of like having to battle like frustration or
okay,
like disappointment, because it's like, wow, looking at that, throwing a shot first, throwing the
mm,
normal disc I would have thrown, and then trying, like I said, my understable passion, because it's like my main distance shot right now.
mhm,
Coming up 50 and then looking at the T sign and seeing it says 351. It's like, damn, did I only just throw that 300 right now? Like,
right.
really? That felt so good. It felt like my best I could do. And then Missy, Tom, and Eric are all just throwing hyzers, just hyzer,
It's like,
easy,
"Oh, no, I'm
like
pushing the green,"
flexing it.
yeah, over the
Yeah,
top, yeah.
yeah. Like, damn. So anyway, I
You're
think I'm not gonna shy away from that because I think that's good
Yeah,
for me to overcome like some frustration. But uh, you know, also then just like a few times I did just go practice the short pad so that I still also got a little bit of satisfaction too and
mhm.
hey, you can do this, like, but yeah, so kind of like balancing all that. But yeah, I'm just having to, it's crazy to be like, s- this has been my whole life, and this
Yeah,
all my only, not my only job, but like my job for the last 15 years. And
mhm.
now I'm like relearning everything, mental, physical, everything.
Wow. But it sounds like you have the right mental, kinda headspace because 'cause you're not being too hard on yourself, and you're allowing yourself to kinda have that, vulnerability of like, "Hey, this isn't gonna be overnight, and it's gonna be a process of getting back to where you wanna be," but maintaining that kind of, like, optimism that you are gonna get better because, we know you're gonna come back because 'cause you're a fighter.
Yeah, it's easier now. It's easier now because I'm, like, seeing progress and stuff, but it was much, much harder when I couldn't walk, or, like,
Right.
or I was starting to walk, but it was, like, I had to sit down every 10 minutes because I was in
Mhm.
pain, or it's just like, damn, this it's crazy. One little slip can just change the course of your next forever, maybe.
And again, it can happen at any second, like, I can think of already, like, 2 times in my head where it's like, "Oh, wow, yeah, I almost stepped off of that thing," or it's
Yeah,
like, not to make it
yeah,
yeah. It's, like you said, you have to can't take anything for granted, and the time that we have is, like, the time to take advantage of what we're doing, right? So, I'm proud
totally.
of you for fighting
Yeah.
through that. Alright, let's get a little wedding chat in, then
Thanks, Greggy
we'll
Biscuits.
we'll we'll get out of here. So
Let's do it.
what was your favorite thing to eat at the wedding?
Let's see. Oh, my best friend from middle school, her older sister has a catering gig.
Okay.
came and did the wedding. And so for the wedding day, we had like Ayla is gluten free, so
Hmm.
everything was gluten free, and so she made like a kind of like a mix between pad thai and pad see ew,
Okay.
and it was amazing, amazing, amazing. That was probably my favorite dish from the wedding night, and then the rehearsal dinner we had our favorite place in town here in Pensacola, Brown Bagger. It's also ran by disc golfers, owned and ran by disc golfers.
Very cool.
So they came and did the rehearsal dinner. Yeah, and they just have phenomenal burgers and the fries, and they have like Brussels sprouts. They got all kinds of sides, but I had never had. They have these like balsamic Brussels sprouts. My mouth's watering. They
Oh,
have.
I love a good Brussels.
Oh my gosh, they were phenomenal. And amazingly, uh, we ran out of food during the wedding, and we
You
had
said you ran
leftover
out
food
of
from the night
food?
before from the rehearsal dinner.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes. So we had the
Clutch.
leftovers from the night before from the burgers, so we popped them in the oven and got people burgers. So that was cool. But yeah, we didn't do like traditional. We didn't do a cake or cake slicing or
Okay.
like that. We just neither of us really like cake that much, but
Yeah, it's like mostly I think
we're not really
symbolic for a
cake
lot of
people. So
people. The trend on the wedding cakes
yeah,
has gotten really boring, and it's kind of like it looks like a
yeah,
sort of futuristic, ice cube, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, totally, totally.
And then
But
so
yeah, so we
DJ
didn't do
DJ
all that.
KJ USA holding it down on the ones and twos.
Yeah, he killed it, and I, it's cool because I sent him, like, playlists from, like, okay, when people are entering,
Right, you gave him the cues. You got to give him the cues.
after
I
we do
mean,
this surprise
it's a whole job, the
yeah,
wedding
yeah,
DJ.
yeah, for sure, and so yeah, so on those, he just played the playlist and, like, could mingle and hang because Kev's one of my best friends, he's like my brother, and so it was cool that he provided us music for, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
8, 9 hours, but he
he can
could
still
s
enjoy himself.
yeah, and then, like, during the reception, he, uh he like I gave him a list of all these songs because we wanted to get our grandmas on the dance floor, grandpa and our parents. So it was kind of mixing all the genres, right? And time periods of music. And so I sent him that playlist like a week early, 2 weeks early. And so he downloaded all those songs and then he like mixed in like,
Wow.
EDM beats, so it would kind of go from like the Isley Brothers into like,
Yeah,
something. And he killed it, like absolutely killed it. And
that's the
yeah,
real deal.
it was awesome. And our neighbors, like it was in our backyard, so like our neighbors were saying that they like we told them all like come over if you want, but
Yeah, yeah.
we had a couple of them that they were just in front of our house listening and they were like,
Mhm.
"Wow, it sounds so fun." And
Well, it sounds like
awesome.
quite the night.
That's his bread and butter right.
And did you have any idea that, Raven and Pirate Nate were the same size? It paused again. I guess we're pushing it. I don't know. We might be having some internet stuff.
So sorry.
It's okay.
I'm back though. I see
I think you're
you.
back.
Damn.
Um, but yeah, so
That's
did you have
happened.
any idea that Raven and Pirate Nate were the same size?
Holland.
Oh, it was
Holland.
Holland. You're right. It was Holland. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was crazy because I had just what?
I'm just like
Oh,
picturing that moment. I mean, I know I'm not there, but I saw the picture and it's just like, wow, I can only imagine.
yeah, it was wild. Like my mom said that she made it a plan at 10 p.m. She was gonna change into this fireman outfit. So she like head to toe. She had this hat, the jacket, the pants, the fireman boots. It's Greg. I'm gonna send you a photo. So my mom walks
That's
out
like
at
the power move from the maid from she's like the matron of honor.
yeah, I guess. She walks
Yeah,
out in this firewoman outfit
costume
and
change.
everyone huddles around the back door like, "What is going on? Isn't that Paige's mom? Like, is she about to do a striptease?" And like everyone's just like speculating what is going on. Literally, like my mom, she takes the hat off and gives it to my cousin, and the moment just now died down of like, wow, that was crazy. And then
Right.
walks out the same exact door is Holland and Pirate Nate, switch clothes. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, all of a sudden, like 10 o'clock, everyone's just going to change outfits or what? And they said that they didn't plan it with my mom, that they didn't
Mhm.
plan it for 10 p.m. Like it was just this
Uh-huh.
crazy coincidence. And yeah, they were the exact same size, even down to the shoe. Like,
The stars aligned
yeah.
in
And
more
it
ways
was,
than one.
yeah. And it was like really hot. And I was like, Colin, you got the shit end of this deal because like now
It's
you're
like
like in a 3 piece suit and
exactly.
Pirate Nate's getting all this airflow. And she was like, I know, I didn't account for that. Whatever. It was funny. Super fun.
So happy that you had to have your disc golf family there, your family, which is of course merged into one giant
Yeah.
blob of
Yeah.
love. And we're so happy for y'all and excited for your big comeback in 2024. And yeah, thanks for taking a little time to chat with me, Paige.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I can't
Anything?
wait to
Go
be
ahead.
back in Stockton.
Heck yeah, we can't wait to have you. We're gonna
Oh,
throw down
can't
again.
wait.
OTB Open 4 time. That's gonna be whew, legendary stuff
Yeah, I can't wait. And just hanging, just hanging. Can't wait, you
for
guys.
sure.
And I
One of my
think Ayla's
favorite.
going to come with me this year. She said that's the one tournament she hasn't been to, and she really wants to come see what OTB is all about.
Oh, we would love to have both of you, and she'll be very welcome. One of my favorite
Yeah.
memories of being on the tour
Yeah.
is just again, except when I have to throw, I like watching y'all throw the ultimate disc. It's fun. It's just like again, getting back to that whole
Yeah,
thing of like, why do we like it? It's like, oh, watching the disc fly, watching the joy of like Paige throw to
totally.
Simon, throw to James, throw to Luke. It's like, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Super fun.
thank you,
Super
Paige.
fun.
It's good to have you. Enjoy the rest of the holiday season. Happy belated Thanksgiving, happy future Christmas, and all that good stuff. Happy New Year, et cetera, et cetera. We got to hook you up
Thank you
with
for
this.
all
We
the
got some new
pleasantries.
jerseys. We got to hook you up.
Yeah, I saw them. They look awesome. They look awesome. I gotta hook you up with some of my new ideos too.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the shoe. That was part of your rehab. You like it? It looks good.
Well, yeah, yeah, love it. I love it. Yeah, check them out. They're sweet.
Shout out to Idio. Watch the
Okay.
video. The
Love
little
you guys.
documentary is sweet. Make sure you check that out. Make
Yeah.
sure you support Paige. I think you might be able to still get Paige mystery boxes on the OTB site here for a little while longer. We're gonna extend that into the holiday season, and it's always good to hear your voice. Good to see you, and best to Ayla and the best rest of the crew down there in Florida.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that was another episode of Evening Round with Greggy Biscuits. And thanks to Stanley for operating the ones and twos. Thanks to Paige for joining us, and we will see you on the flip side. Peace.